Hello, hello, hello. It's coffee. Well, is it coffee time? I suppose it is because there's instant coffee involved. Horrible instant coffee. But I'm recording it live rather than going live because I just couldn't be bothered. It's Saturday, isn't it? It's Saturday. Well, when I'm doing this, it's Saturday. And yeah. Anyway, the title of this is "I am not a right-wing grifter shill." I think that's probably going to be the title of it. Because there was a comment that made me go, oh wait a minute, I think people are watching it wrong. Because I don't know, I think people watch things the wrong way, and I don't know. I guess not everybody intellectually handles stuff the same way. I think I make myself quite clear, but obviously for other people, they have difficulty understanding nuance and subtlety. And I didn't think I was particularly subtle. But anyway, Mark 24611. That means there are, was it 2,406, 610 before him left the comment. And I've put it here. Look, here we go. Look, he said, "Remember when you used to talk about the very issues that spark the riots all the time?" No. Then abruptly stopped and dropped coffee time, lowercase, almost completely because you're a coward who doesn't want the drama. It's weird watching you pretend to be wunk now when you literally just a few weeks ago threw a hissy fit about a gay kiss in Doctor Who. If you're going to go all current year, at least fully commit to the bit. And I just went, okay. I don't get this. Did I used to talk all the time about the issues that sparked the riots? What right wing nut jobs? Yeah, I did. I did talk about right wing nut jobs all the time because that's what sparked the riots. Oh, wait a minute. You're one of those racist people who don't like people who aren't the same hue as you come in here and making a life here. You're one of those people. Oh dear. Are you one of those people who want to get your country back? Good luck with that. It's already gone, mate. It went a long time ago. As soon as the internet took hold and people got supercomputers in the palm of their hands, your country left. The idea of your country left, then introduced geopolitics and the destabilisation of many countries, which we have had a hand in. And that's why we're in the position we're in now. Factory near you with their free open borders policy, which allows criminal people to do exactly what they want, because money, it's all about money. And here we are. Now, that doesn't make me a right winger saying those things. I'm not right wing at all. I'm left wing. I'm of the left. I'm a left centrist. I'm a centrist with a left. I used to be left, but then they moved the goalposts for what left is. So I'm kind of a centrist now with left leaning, aspects to him. I've always voted Labour. Even in the last election, I voted Labour, except for that one time when I voted Green. At local elections, I vote for the Loughton Residents Association, which is an independent, and because they clean the place up. They vote for those things and keep planning in order. So that's my politics. You mentioned that you abruptly stopped and dropped coffee time. I stopped doing coffee time because I got bored with it. I get bored doing things. I have a very, very limited attention span, and I just got bored. My daughter's at home. I've been spending but she's been off on her exams because she did her GCSEs this year, and I've been spending time with her and doing dad stuff. So I'm sorry. But you think it's because I'm a coward? No, it's because I'm a dad and I have things to do, things I'd rather be doing. Right? That's it. Want the drama? What drama? Nobody watches Coffee Time, so it's unlikely that I'm going to get any drama. Even if I say the most controversial things, which will be blocked by YouTube, I'm not going to get any drama because nobody watches or cares for what I do because I have no influence. So I'm not scared of drama, whatever that is. My thoughts on immigration is it is unfettered at the moment, and I've spoken about this many times, and I don't think it should be. And this goes back to, again, Tony Blair opening up the borders with the whatever, I can't remember. I can never remember the bloody treaty that we signed with the EU. It goes back to that treaty. And then when David Cameron got in, he basically cut all the border agency back to its bare minimum. And I always thought that was peculiar. It's almost like they knew what was going on. But I believe that a lot of this is done for economic purposes. More people you have, the economy seems to be doing better. And it's like, again, it's the same reason why the EU do it. You know, if you get a lot of movement, it looks like the economy is flourishing. But the actions of COVID has put pay to that because people have reassessed their lives now. They realise they don't need to be doing stuff and doing all that shit that they were doing before COVID, and have taken a more internalised view of their lives. But that's for another time, and I'm getting off the topic. I think the immigrant population brings all sorts of cultural benefits. You know, there's no, again, you've got to remember who I am and where I came from. I'm a child of the 1970s. I grew up in East London, in Leighton. My school was multi-ethnic and multicultural, and that continued until I left school. When I was doing my it wouldn't be GCSEs, it was O-levels, but they're GCSEs now. O-levels and A-levels, my best mates was a fella he was Barbadian stock, and another fellow, I don't know where, I think he might have been Mauritian, I'm not sure. I never asked, because we just got on. Let's just say they weren't the same colour as me or ethnic variant as me. That's my background. I get on with everyone. I don't care. Like I said, when I was in hospital with pneumonia as a teenager, the one person who did visit me was a young lad called Amjad Sheikh, whose dad owned a corner shop, and he was my best mate at the time. So I'm not one of you right-wing racist shills, never have been, never will be. I think there is a problem with all kinds of extremism, and that is fueled by the internet. The internet has made a lot of people stupid very quickly. It has allowed the morons to be occupied, and they are engaged by people like Nigel Farage and Stephen Yaxley Lennon, Tommy Robinson, and Tatey, whatever his name, Andrew Tate. Is that right? Andrew Tate, yeah, that's right. I was going to call him something else. Anyway, then those people have filled this vacuum because there's a lot of money to be made in this, and it's all about money. Tommy Robinson doesn't like any of you guys. It's all a grift. It's all about the money, you know. He is a very devious character who, if you read what he says and does, and I follow that guy because it's fascinating to watch this guy rewrite his own narrative. You know, he says that he was the one that exposed the grooming gangs. No, it wasn't. It wasn't him. He's late on that one. He was all about, you know, anti-Islamic sentiment with the EDL. Who remembers the English Defence League? Went the same way as the BNP and the National Front because they come around, they rebrand themselves, they put on a different liquor paint, and you suckers fall for it every time. You know they're thick because they throw burning bins at the police and then get arrested for it, and then they burn the local library, which was only just founded a year previously, or they burn out a citizens advice bureau thinking it's a police station. These people can barely read, let alone string a sentence together. These are not the smartest people, and guess what? They're outnumbered by the rest of us. You are the minority because you're thick. That's it. You're thick, and you're gullible, and you fall for these people. You fall for these morons. And I've been saying that for years, so you've been getting the message all wrong. When I talk about it via the Daily Mail website, I'm commenting on that. And I often go, God, did it make you feel proud, right? Because, one, these people, they risk their lives to come here. I can't imagine getting on a boat on a little dinghy and going across the channel. Again, I've flown across the channel many times. I know how big it is, and I know how busy it can be and how choppy it can be. You couldn't pay me enough money to do that. So, there's got to be some reasoning behind them to do that. But I argue that there is no legitimate way for people to come in. And this is a problem that can't be solved now. The genie's out the bottle. Many countries are seeing the same issue, and we do need controlled immigration. If we had the infrastructure to handle all of this, and again, this is just statistics, right? This is just the statistics side of things. We would have new hospitals being built, new prisons, new roads. Everything would be fixed because all these people would be coming in, generating more money, blah 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 blah, right? But it's not true. Everything's fallen into disrepair, and this is subsequent governments, and that's left or right politics have done that because they're only interested in one thing, and that's preserving power, right? Farage ain't the answer. He ain't going to solve anything. No one from the right is going to solve anything. And even if you had power, total absolute power, the only way of dealing with the current immigrant crisis is by being an absolute tyrant and murdering people. That I don't think anybody wants to do that. If there was a solution, it would be done, but it can't be. It can't be done because this thing exists now. And we need cooperation with France. France aren't interested in dealing with the problem because it solves their issue because many migrants come across France. They don't want to be in France because it's an incredibly racist country and they don't get treated very well there. So they come here where they know they're going to get a fair chance. That should make you proud. That should make you proud to think that we are a beacon of hope for these people. Now, I've talked about it many times, and my attitude and interest in it is well documented, right? I say, if you're going to come here and integrate, that's perfectly fine. The problem begins is when you have enclaves that don't integrate. That's always going to be an issue. It's always going to cause tension within communities. That happens. It happens, but eventually, over time, there will be integration. It takes generations. It's a slow drip feed, and you'll see that. You will see that if you look at the Windrush people coming over here who have integrated, and the various other peoples that have come over in the 60s and 70s. It's a generational thing. So there's that thing, right? It says it's weird watching you pretend to be woke. I grew up in the 70s and 80s. I'm a left winger. We invented woke, but we didn't call it woke. We just called it being decent people. Woke is when you push your politics down people's throat, left, right, and centre, like the right wingers do. There's the left righteous, the righteous left, and the racist right, and that's the culture war that we're stuck in the middle. I'm not part of either of that, but of course if you want to use the word woke, yeah, I am, because I believe in a live and let live attitude. I don't care what you do, as long as you keep away from me. Go away, go away, keep away from me. And that's my attitude. I really have little interest in what other people do, because I don't know, people aren't that interesting to me. They're not that interesting. So, and as the gay kissing Doctor Who, again, I think you've misinterpreted. We were taking a piss there. I don't think it was gay enough, and that's what I was saying in the review. Now, if you look at the way Chibnall wrote the flirtatious relationship between Jodie Whittaker's Doctor and her companion Yaz, again, that would be a same-sex relationship, a lesbian couple. It was nervous, flirtatious, kind of cute in a way. I like the way it was done because, that's how female gay sexuality kind of manifests itself. It's not all about, the way men There's a very difference between female and male sexuality, and my issue with the Russell T Davies, he got two women to write the write the script. I didn't realise that at the time. I think I made a boo boo there and said it and credited it to Davis. But two women wrote that script, and they wrote it like it was a big romance, and it didn't make any sense. None of it made any sense because male gay sexuality manifests itself in a very carnal way. I've got to put it politely. So I argued they'd be stumping in the bushes first. Now I think it would have been much better if they'd have peppered the rogue character throughout the show, throughout the episodes, and fleeting meetings. You keep seeing them, and then you could have built up to that episode. It might have made a bit more narrative sense. But to have somebody instantly fall in love, then he proposes to him, then he sacrifices himself, and then the doctor goes, "Oh well, off we go again." It felt stupid. It just felt stupid, and I prefer the Captain Jack version of the gay / pan situation where he's a raging horn dog. He makes no secret of it, and I find that more akin to what But they try and make gay sexuality very flowery and romanticised, and I'm sure there are some gay men that are like that, but you can't be a horn dog and want chocolates and flowers, and then when the guy sacrifices himself, goes, "Okay, off on the next adventure." Now that's the point where he should have shed tears, and he should have been all dejected, and then fade to black. We do a sad ending, but it was just badly written. I don't care about gay kisses; it doesn't really bother me. I prefer any kind of sexuality be not in Doctor Who, because most sci-fi nerds don't have any time for that because we're sci-fi nerds. So there you go. And it says, if you're going to go all current year, at least fully commit to the bit. Commit? I don't understand what you mean. I'm always committed to what I do. I'm not a liar. I'm not trying to shill you like Farage and Robinson and Tate. I don't ask you, to give me money. Well, okay, give me money. I have a Patreon if anyone's interested. People aren't. I don't push it. You can join this thing. I don't ask people. Some people support me. The ones that really love me support me. But you're not going to do that. Now, it says your account was created in, 2014? Let me have a look. I don't know how long you've been watching. I don't even know how real you are. 2015. I don't even know how real you are. I mean, again, you could be, I don't know, you could just be passing through. You could be just one of those racists who pass through. But I say many things, and I mean all of them and none of them. No, I mean what I say. But you've got to understand there is humour and nuance in what I mean. And I don't think you, Mark, would like to see people sinking to the bottom of the channel on a dinghy just in order to scare others to come over. Again, the Rwanda plan was daft because it was very expensive. I think a similar plan could work if we kept it, local. Send them to Norfolk, But then you're dealing with internment camps. And I don't know. That doesn't sit comfortably with me either. I don't think there is a solution unless we dump these people somewhere else. And I don't think that's a solution either. It's just one of those things. Again, if we invested in all these countries that were poor and gave them a reason to stay, then but then people get upset about foreign investment because we give it to India, who's got a rocket program, and China and places like that, and rather than the localized investment. I think is probably a better idea. So there was another point I was going to make. It slipped my mind. It slipped my mind. I'll probably remember it when I stop the stream. I'll stop the stream. I can't really see how that particular, because that's obviously that's bugged you. I don't see how we're going to solve that problem. So it's going to be interesting to see politically how things are going to go in the next 10 years. I think Keir Starmer's got a bit of an issue to deal with, but whoever gets in after him is going to have all the same problems. It doesn't matter where you live or what you do; it's still affected by this. You go to Spain; they don't want the tourists there. It seems to be a wave that's washing over everyone. And it's a real sad thing, but we live in a global world now thanks to the internet, and everybody sees where the other people are living and how they're living and thinks, I want some of that. And if, Mark, you were poor and had no options, and maybe we're in a war zone, or there was chance of religious or sexual prejudice and persecution, you might too want to move somewhere else where you might feel safer. I don't know. You might not. Again, I know nothing about you, but you know everything about me, which makes this a bit unfair because, these conversations are always a bit one-sided. You can just sit there and point the finger at me. But remember, it's the Belgians you want to look out for. They're the dangerous ones. You see, you make that joke, and people, they take everything you say as serious as anything. But you need to watch a lot of comedy to see where I'm coming from. I say live and let live, and let's all be friends, and let's not burn the libraries and the citizens advice bureaus and smash up our communities, because at the end of the day you're only scarring your own face. That's all you're doing, is you are just destroying everything around you. And we do live in a very strange ideological times where people just want to destroy everything. Whether it's, like I say, libraries, citizens advice bureaus, that's from the people on the right or on the left. It's works of art and national monuments, Stonehenge. Oh, it was just coloured paint. Yeah, still paint. It's a strange world we live in, and everyone's got reactionary, and everyone's not thinking clearly, and that is all coming from and fueled by the internet. So turn me off now, unsubscribe, delete your YouTube account, cancel your internet access, go out, go for a walk, sit on a hill, watch the sunrise or the sunset. Just get away from this horrible, insidious rat's nest of digital detritus that is warping your mind and stopping you from being the good person you could be. And you don't need religion, you don't need faith. It all comes from within. So ban religion and promote love, because I'm an old hippie. Alright, so hopefully that answers your question. But if only I was a right-wing shill, I'd be sitting on a golden throne, jewel encrusted by now, surely, because that's where the money is. But what I do, there's no money in what I do because nobody cares. Because I'm not controversial enough. Because I've got nothing controversial to say other than let's all get along, let's all be friends, And even if we have different political opinions, we can still be friends. We can still talk, we can still have conversations, But you've got to remember, I'm always right and you're always wrong, and we'll end it there. Thank you for watching. Ta-ta.